What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Earlier was a hot mess. I don't know what happened, but I'm here. So, as you can see from our lovely thumbnail, it's kind of Donald Trump shaped as Abraham Lincoln, the hat and the beard. It's kind of funny. I want to bring it up because there's a lot of great points I want to talk to you guys about today. It's Freedom Friday, which we talk about a lot of good things on Freedom Friday. You'll see an email after this show to everybody on our email list. For those who've missed live trainings, for those who've missed different things, it'll be in the email. So look, if you don't know who I am, six-figure YouTuber, multiple years. At this point, I'm managing $2.2 million in assets. And this weekend, I have to go to Detroit and Cleveland to go check on properties. Wish me well, right? So if you don't know, author Smartphone Millionaire book, How to Invest in People, Businesses, Boom, and Real Estate from the palm of your hand. Also, you can grab our newest gratitude planner, as you can see there. Gratitude. I want you developing gratitude and mindfulness the rest of this year because after what I saw last night, I'm very shocked. And last but not least, this is our edition 1 of the Classy Climb Planner. We have a more colorful edition coming out here pretty shortly, probably like 2-3 weeks. But this is our classic, and I like our classic still. Whew. Well, last night something funny happened, but it was not funny. There's always these articles talking about Americans have high confidence and low information diets. They basically are calling us stupid. But we've built a society where you can have a low information diet and still win, still make plenty of money, still have like just a one niche skill and you make money. You can do that every day. Thank you, Amanda from Kissimmee, Florida. The thing I want you guys to understand is bare minimum. We don't know what bare minimum is. And right now with all these kids that are at home, we're about to find out bare minimum is worse than you ever believed. Last night, there were thousands of people. Donald Trump said, hey, these coyotes are dragging these kids across the border, et cetera, et cetera. I'm paraphrasing. Twitter was ablaze last night with people going, did Donald Trump say a coyote carried a child across a border? People literally thought the man was talking about a four-legged animal that is called a coyote. Y'all, we've been on the immigration topic for about 30 to 40 years in America. If you don't know what a coyote is, it tells me you are brain dead. Basically brain dead. They've even, as in reference, they even mentioned coyotes and hombres in SVU, right? Law and Order's SVU, making fun of him always talking about coyotes and hombres. Now more than ever, you have the most people in America voting. And this is amazing. In Texas alone, we have almost 500,000 young people voting like never before. In other states, right now, we're at huge numbers. We've already surpassed early voting records. This is a record-breaking year. It's amazing. But when I heard that last night, and this was not a one-off, the most popular is a Black lady with a very unique name. She went viral on the right-wing media sites, but it was thousands of people. Hashtag did he say coyote? Literally thousands. Okay? Then you and the reason I brought this up is there was something that happened with Chipotle. Chipotle used to put bay leaves on their food. A bay leaf is a very common cooking item. It was all over Twitter. It was all over Instagram. Why is there leaves? Why is there plants in the Chipotle food? You had thousands of Gen Z and millennials taking pictures of a bay leaf and saying there was debris in their food. First of all, that tells me your mama doesn't cook. And if she does cook, she has very bland cooking. Number 2, there were some Black people saying it, but most Black people in the South were like, boy, please, that's a bay leaf. Most white people in Louisiana were like, it's a bay leaf. Everybody was trying to educate these people on what was in the Chipotle. These people were hashtagging corporate over a bay leaf. That tells me your mama don't cook. And if she does, you ain't watched her cook not one time. We have a generation of people who are low information, high confidence. That's why the guy who wrote the book, The Secret, sold all those millions of copies. People are like, if I just believe it, If I just believe it, Erica, I'm going to have it. Stop it. Stop it right now. It takes action. It takes systems and results. I have to tell you this. I was in I'm in several groups all over several groups all over Instagram and Facebook, and well, not Instagram, on Facebook. And I'm messaging and I reply here and there. And sometimes I just have to stop, because 9 times out of 10, people just want you to Google something and tell them the answer. I am not going to Google it for you. No, you're lazy. Stop it. The reason Ty Lopez made millions of dollars off of, like, here's these books in my garage, is because we have a bunch of Americans who are low information. The reason we had Alex Becker doing a book quote, he was quoting from a book, and people were like, oh my God, man, that's so deep, man. That's so amazing, man. They don't read. That's just simple. I remember being on an interview with somebody, and I said something about the 4-Hour Work Week. I said something about Rich Dad Poor Dad book. I said something about something else, and they were like, wow, what are those books? Those are like the staple basic bottom books of every investor, every e-com business person. And yet this person who was almost in their 30s had never heard of it. Now, let me bring that back. The reason I brought that up is because I'm in these Facebook groups, and I literally have to pray to Jesus and work on my patience. Today, someone put 10K about 2 years ago into a FHA loan on a duplex. After all bills are paid, they get $700 a month. $700 a month times 12 is $8,400 a year. The person was like, yo, I could sell this property and then I could go buy a triplex and get $1,200 a month. Everybody in there is roasting this man alive. They said, by the time you sell it, for what you've all told us all these numbers, you're only going to get 30 grand. So you're going to take 30 grand and get $1,200? Yeah, more money. It's talking about the difference of $500 more a month. Now you may say, well, Erica, everybody needs it. This is true, but let's do this math. If you put in 10K into a deal and you get $8,400 the first year out of this deal, you're talking about an 84% return on your money. You anything beyond that is greed. You only had 10K. See, people think they're going to give you 5 and 10K and you're going to make millions. No. Stop it. And he was like, well, I've got to, I got to be flipping it. And he's like, that's short-term thinking. And this is where a lot of people in America get caught up. It's not that people aren't working. It's not that people don't make money. It's that they think everything is a microwave or a flip, right? I told you guys, out of 6,000 paid phone consultations, a lot of times the people I talk to are right about to hit 50. And they're like, oh, okay, I'm ready to retire now. Ready to retire. And you're like, but you haven't done any work until now. Yeah, but I can probably knock it out in 2 years. It don't work like that. Because you've built up 50-year-old habits. Now, what do I mean 50-year-old habits? You've got the biggest house you're probably ever going to get. You got the most expensive Lexus or a Mercedes or a car you're ever going to get in your life. And you, in order to retire, there has to be some gap in there. Where the gap at that's going to let you take some of this money and invest it in something? Right now, I was talking with this guy, and we were talking about how, he'll have students 90 days, and he's a wholesaler out of San Antonio. I'm not saying nobody's name, but you probably could Google it. And he was like, man, I have students who go home, make phone calls, knock it out the park. 90 days, some of them make 100 grand, some make 50 grand. They're just really proactive and get after it. And then I'll call other people in 90 days. They're still like, well, I just bought my list and I just bought my this. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. It's not too much of a secret. When it comes to real estate, and I'm gonna tell you right now, like and again, I'm not an expert, I'm not a wholesaler, I'm not a flipper. I'm just telling you, out of like the 12 people I know, I'm giving you the most condensed system for 100 racks in 90 days. And somebody's like, oh, Erica's teaching. I'm not teaching this. I'm just telling you. Literally, I can tell you the same thing over and over in the same phone calls. 40 calls minimum a day, batch text leads. They put 10 to 30 new houses driving for dollars into the deal machine. They call 5 sell-by owners and 5 tied landlords a day. And then on top of that, they have 2 seller appointments. And every time they go to appointment, they give them an offer, even if they don't They ain't crazy about the house. They don't like the house. They still put an offer in, right? Now you're gonna go, well, Erica, how am I gonna do all that all day? That's a lot of doing. That's just a system, right? You may drive for dollars in an area for 2 hours, and that's it. You may make those 40 phone calls in less than 4 hours. I don't know. Most people, if they're not interested in selling, or you get straight to their voicemail, you're not gonna be on the phone that long. A lot of this stuff is systematic. And that's 2 people I know right now. They make about 15 to 20K a month off that kind of situation. And they just do that all year, right? But even they get tired. The 3 or 4 people I've been talking about, they get tired because it's a race. It's like they're calling, chasing. And here's the switch. They have to make the switch to what? I'm going to own some of these. I'm going to keep some of these. We all need cash flow, but at what point do you realize, in order to get long-term, I got to keep some of these? And I just laughed because I looked at this and I was on the phone with all 4 of them and I was talking about, does it sound like your day? And they're like, yeah, that's spot on. So first people are going to say, well, Eric, I need somebody else to do the calls. That's fine. You got to pay. Get somebody else to do the calls. Well, I'm going to need somebody else to drive for dollars. Cool. You can do that. Do a machine app, all those things. You can work with somebody. Well, I'm going to need somebody else to do seller appointments. Cool, you can do that. But guess what? It's all systems. Everything's a system, whether it's real estate, whether it's trucks, whether it's e-commerce. And you can get away with being low information and really hardcore focus for 90 days and make some money. You could do that, right? But at some point, you have to take that discipline and rotate it into something long-term. And you can't be greedy. Greed is what takes most people out, right? The over leverage, the everything, all of it. Doing too much at one time, it'll take you out. Part of why I'm even doing this video today is I'm seeing people out there who are like, yeah, I read this one book, I'm gonna go out there and be a billionaire. And you're like, do you know how many years that'll take? That'll take a long time. It'll take a long time, baby. You're forfeiting a significant portion of life if you do that. The other day, I keep mentioning in my videos about exit strategies and having a way to go home. There's nothing wrong with being a low information person and you want to use it to quickly get in and out of the market, whatever that is, whether it's real estate, whether it's trucking, whether it's whatever it is. You have to really clarify what your goals are. And you can't just wing it. It's not going to be a wing it. You're not going to just wing it. You're going to have to dig a little bit deeper into your knowledge base. There's a guy right now. He has a father who has I think it's 5,000 units of properties. And his son started doing it. And people are automatically giving him a little credibility because of his father. But he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know jack crap. And so first year failed, second year better, third year even better. What you have to understand is you can't wing it. Making $1 million, I just happened to fall on $1 million. That's really not realistic anywhere. The most realistic is you do a system and you do it every day. Someone was like, man, you always doing all these YouTube videos because it's systematic. I systematically come on here, talk to you about today's topics, ask you to buy my products and services, and get off of here. And every day we get tons of emails, tons of responses saying they're thankful, how great the products have helped them. They've told other people about it. I have certain people I haven't seen on here in years. Why? Because they took the products and went on about their life. And that makes me extremely happy. What I want you to understand is, in several of my classes with my students, I want you to win. If nobody wants you to win, I want you to win. And even if you got $50 in your pocket, I want you to try and win with it. There's a lot of things you can do and create, but you can't be out here not knowing what a bay leaf is. You can't be out here thinking this man is talking about a coyote dog. You can't be out here empty-headed, a hot mess, and very loud. What's about to happen in our society is a big pendulum swing. It's already been happening, but it's going to happen more. You're going to have people who do what? They're going to have to downsize their life. There's a lot of people who right now are winning on levels you would never think of because they took a chance. They went out there and put products and services out there. They keep marketing their business. They keep growing their business. The pendulum is going to swing hard for those who are unprepared. And let's be honest, 80% of Americans were just absolutely unprepared for this. The reason I keep talking about tech and I keep talking about trades is right now is the window of time that you'll be able to get in the window before it closes behind you. I talk about 90 days all the time because I know how life-changing 90 days can be. And I usually have to work with clients and tell them, listen, I need you to give me a little bit more patience, a little bit more time. We can all win here if we're patient, if we're consistent, if we're systematic. And everybody isn't like that. So choose partners wisely, one, for that. And two, what shocks me all the time is the greed level. I'm going to take 5K and make it a mill. I don't even care if you spend 20K on YouTube ads. You're not going to turn around and make it $1 million out of 20. You guys are breaking past the laws of gravity and science and flippability and drug man logic. It's getting ridiculous. So look, I'm going to check out some of you guys' comments in here. But that was the biggest thing I had to tell you about is I'm still shocked at some of these people. I'm just absolutely shocked. I couldn't believe it. I just thought, am I in the Twilight Zone? What's happening out here in the world? It just doesn't make no sense. So let's see what you guys got in here. Let's see what you guys got in here. Okay, so we have on here, I'm on live. We have on here, let's see, we've got sending love from Kissimmee, Florida. Thank you, I appreciate you. Jabrash, no, I'm serious, Jabrash. They out here, wow. Okay, there's 168 people here. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Hello from New Jersey. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. Yes. Okay, transportation technician. That's a funny one. That, I mean, if he'd have said that, they'd have been like, what? DACA is problematic. Sorry, not sorry. It's been problematic. Who is this? Everybody pay attention to our friend Elite Class Trucking. Maybe they have not been on this channel ever before, but they want to be educated. Thank you for coming onto the channel, sir. On this channel, we aren't victims. On this channel, we're business owners, and on this channel, we make money. So definitely watch out now. I don't know who this is. All right. Can't cook. Yeah, man. Grannies used to leave it in the beans. Yeah. I mean, like, that's super easy. I'm pretty sure some people voted for Kanye, unfortunately. New Orleans, yep, New Orleans cooking. It's wow. It's really wow out here. No, MGM, no, that's terrible. Again, like I said, in America, we have built up systematically that you could have low information and still make money and still live a good life. It won't stop you from having a decent life. It's just long term. Anytime something switches left or right, you're going to be in trouble. And that's what we have right now. We have a very big shift happening where, again, I bring on people for the tech and they tell you they make tech for two types of people. One for people who are great with tech and two for people who are not. And that'll be the way for a long time. Let's see if I got the... And also another thing on the article, I think Visa or somebody had posted it on Twitter for me. It's the people buying the trucks. And I don't mean semi trucks, I mean pickup trucks. They don't use it for anything. And then they're just like stunting and it's slowing down their retirement. I thought it was the funniest thing I've seen. But I live in Texas and a lot of people, you talk to them, they don't use their truck for anything. No loading, no carrying, no nothing. And I was like, that's just not possible. But it is. And trucks are just not cheap. If anybody in the comment knows, post in the comments if you guys know how much pickup trucks are. They're not cheap. Great information. I like to get some of your exclusive content on exclusive TV. Your own private Netflix. Well, thank you. I am going to leave it here on YouTube for now. I appreciate that. I'd love to hear more about it, but you know, it's just out here. Low vibrations, low frequency people. Don't worry. They don't, but that's why you have audible.com. That's why audible.com, this is not a sponsorship plug at all, is a really great opportunity for many people. Now, again, you could go pick up some of our affiliates, and it's Swerve's courses, Terry Gioma's courses, or Todd Millie's stock class. You literally could follow the steps weekly that they teach you, or a couple different hacks, and make money. This isn't like outrageous. We built up our society to have low information diets and still be able to make money. We have, but long term, at some point you have to upgrade those skills. T-Wheel Lineman for Hire says a 2020 Dodge Magnum cab dually truck is $120,000. I can't even make that make sense. I don't even know how much you would have to tow to make that number make sense. I mean, you'd have to be towing people day and night on the weekends for that to make sense. You really can't. I mean, like, this is bare bones stuff that shocks me that people don't know. Also, if you guys saw, I posted in the comments, like people wash their sheets like every 3 months in America. Terrible. It's also a survey. It was like 70% of people don't even wash their legs in the shower. I was like, y'all stop playing. This isn't funny. But this is real surveys. And those are the people that answered the surveys. So in my mind, I don't know how you worried about a virus and you're not even washing your sheets. I mean, this is crazy. That's just a pickup truck? Oh my goodness. Did you hear that? T-Will said that Dodge Mega Cab Dually is just a pickup truck. That's wow. But it doesn't surprise me. So, I mean, again, I've talked to people and I go, man, you spent 40, 50 on it new. Because a lot of times I talk to people, they got a brand new truck and they go, yeah, but it'll pay off in the long run. You literally have to keep that truck 15 years for it to make sense. I have my little Ford Fiesta. It is not a great car. It's a tiny baby car, but it cracks me up because I want to go get a Tesla, but Tesla can't go past 322 miles without a charge. So I literally drive to Houston and immediately have to pull over somewhere at a Buc-ee's to get it charged up. Or I drive to what, Dallas maybe? I don't even know how far that is. I got to go check my map. But again, you have to make it make sense for you and for the numbers to work for your business and your life. Not just your business, but your life. Paul Brown, that makes sense. That makes sense. Paul Brown said there is a guy he knows with an 80K truck that goes to Indiana to tow new RVs to dealers. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And what a lot of you guys will be seeing next year on some of the channel is just documenting the journey at Texas Ground Zero, documenting the journey for 2 more pieces of property trying to buy here in Texas, land in that area. A lot of what you're going to see is just systematic work, which people consider the boring work, but it is. It still has to get done. Oh, I saw the pictures for the electric Hummer. I don't know about that. I don't know if that even don't make no sense to me. That's just like the, what do you call it? The truck that Tesla made. It's ugly, but it's just you stunting on everybody that you got a Tesla truck. Me, the trucker, I know. That's how I am every day. Y'all are cracking me up in here. But yeah, so that's basically what I had to bring it. I had to tell you that because I watched that and I thought people were making a joke on the internet. I thought they were playing with me, but they were for real. They were 100% serious. And that just shows me, like, you know, I love the 4-Hour Workweek book, but there's a part where he tells you to go on a low information diet. He tells you that so that you'll focus really heavy on your business, so that you'll really hammer down on your business. But most people are trying to skip that part. And that's the part we can't skip. We got to skip the 90-day hurdle where we learn something. Bebe Rodriguez, yeah, I posted that picture because we're definitely in a society where someone will someone will, oh, I lost my train of thought. Somebody will use your picture and your likeness and think that they can get away with it, essentially, is what I put in the community section. So right now, you guys, as I'm talking to you right now on the internet, I just got a message. Someone was dumping trash in the backyard. My guys are going to the dump now, and the lockbox has been purchased and placed on the property. You can't make this stuff up, you guys. You cannot make this stuff up. I'm like, can I put a fence there? Anyway, but yeah. So, I mean, it's systematic, right? I have someone there checking the property, cleaning the property, getting things ready, getting them up to snuff. It's crazy. I see what you're saying, M. Jim. You know, here's the thing, M. Jim. Some people are future focused, and some people are current, being in the present. And when you have that, you have to kind of like, I hate to say chill, but like chill, right? Because 5 years from now, that would be a different conversation. 2 years from now, maybe a different conversation. Apple Mac, it wasn't in Detroit. It was in one of my Cleveland properties. So if anybody's in my Cleveland, any of my YouTubers here are in Cleveland, message me, DM me on Instagram. I will be doing a quick drop through in and out of Cleveland this weekend with some security, with my security Asia. So yeah, we're gonna have to do a quick check-in. You know what? Round edges. He's not. It's Abraham Lincoln. It's the picture cut off the hat. It's Abraham Lincoln because Biden said something about Abraham Lincoln. So I thought it was super funny because I was like, you know, it's just funny. Desmond asked me, what do I think about investing in futures and ETFs? So Deson, I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. At the end of the day, investing's a habit. You're talking about 5 to 10 years. You're not talking about anything that's like, I really want people to get out of the mindset that they're going to invest in something for 1 year and it's going to give them a bunch of money next year. You're investing for the next 10, 20 years. Unless you have a business that breaks off lump sum money, like 10, 20K at a time, most of you will be pulling out 10% at most from your regular paychecks and putting it into these retirement accounts. It's not going to be this crazy wow win lump sum money, right? Even if someone right now asked me for 20K cash, I'd have to go to 2 different accounts to grab it, because it's not, you can't just have lump sum cash always at your ready. It has to be working. It has to be making more income. Oh yeah, we hang out all the time. I hung out with her before. Okay, well, doesn't put a full sentence in there and let me know. Let me know. Trav, you come back to NYC? Not anytime soon. NYC in the cold, Chicago in the cold. I have no appeal to me. My grandpa's in Chicago, and I'm seeing him right before it gets cold, and I will see him again next year because that's how much I don't go to those areas when it's cold. Credit Queen be living her whole best life out there in Cleveland. But yeah, I'll put out the email. I'll put it out this weekend to see if anybody on the list is in those cities, Detroit or Cleveland, because I'll be hitting up both of them. I'm gonna be getting me some Buddy's Pizza. I'm gonna go check on all of my properties. I'm gonna do my walkthrough, my pictures, my annual report of them, the conditions, everything, and then we're gonna go from there. Yeah, that I'm telling you. Apple Mac, I see Ohio got some good investment areas. I watched this guy called Investment Joy Channel. I think he has 50 properties near Columbus. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, at the end of the day, what happens is, part of why I was so mad about the guy in the group who's like, put 10K down and he gets 700 bucks a month. That's a really high return right immediately. And what happens is we go, it should be more. And it's like, no, that's the real number. Sorry, you guys, I had to take a little intermission there. He was asking me, of course, more about the properties and contractors, those good old contractors. But yeah, the properties are cheaper in those areas and they cash flow well. What ends up happening is once you get 10 or 12 of a certain type of property, most people want to segue to other types of investment products. Could be, hotels, laundromats, small businesses. And a big thing I want people to understand is acquiring a business that already has a staff and a team and a system. Whoo, it saves you light years. It gives you a headache, but it saves you light years because you're really just coming in and implementing, slight changes to the system. Like you like the pattern, but slight changes to the system. Thank you, M. Jim, for the 19.99 sticker. No, Trav, not at all. Trav, I think for the average person, that's a great opportunity for them to be just saving and holding it. But when you're someone like me who has payroll and other things coming in and out all the time, it's not like I can really look at it and be like, oh, it's gone. Oh, there it is again. It's gone. Like it stays moving. Martin, we have 7, so it depends on which one. Oh, I know. Paul Brown, this is why people kind of go into rap music, unfortunately, and try to get signed by these labels because they know they'll get this advance of $1 million. What they don't realize is they basically won't own their name for 20 years. And this is something they talk about often as these artists don't learn that, hey, you really aren't in control of your future at that point. And it's a really bad way to get $1 million. Bangladesh, I do not. There's none I really want to invest in. There's nothing stand outish that I care about. La Femme La Dukes, I don't know. I'm leaving that one alone. I'm not going to comment on that. There's a lot they could be doing with that. But yeah, at the end of the day, like you have to find niches that work for you. So I'm going to try to bring him on, but we had a friend he's still our friend, but a little bit loosely. He's in New York right now. I think he's going back to LA. He went to UCLA. He got $1 million. I think it was almost $2 million in scholarship money. Of course, if you don't know how the school system works, they'll pay all your tuition, and they'll even, if they're possible, sometimes the schools can pay it up a year in advance. And then they give you whatever is left. Now, when I worked in the student loan office, you got whatever. I mean, if they sent $1 million and your tuition was $5,000, they maybe held a little bit of it, and then they sent immediately the check to you. You had to pick it up. It had to get off their books. They couldn't hold the money. And so what was crazy is our friend got his $1.1 million or $1.5 million in scholarships, invested in some rental property in San Francisco, invested in some tech startups. And by the time he finished residency, he realized, I don't even want to be a doctor anymore. I'm making a ton of money from my investments in these startup companies that a couple of them sold, and his Airbnb in San Francisco. So the thing I want people to understand is like low information diets won't help you long-term make really good decisions, right? If he would just ignored everybody and just focused on being a doctor, I'm just going to be a doctor. I'm just going to do all my time here, and didn't put that school money to use, he would have burnt through it. I don't care about that gaming platform. Sorry. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't care. There's no point. So Martin, okay, well, Martin, maybe we may see you in Detroit over the week. Anybody on the email list will get an email this weekend, and I'll be kind of mentioning, I'll be in and out those 2 cities. But anyways, you guys, so look, I was only doing this one short. It's a Freedom Friday. I got to get ready, finish paperwork, and get ready to fly very early in the morning. To see your girl Asia and get a hold of our annual property review. So this is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Definitely check out your inbox and your email if you're on the email list for any of our discounts we're offering. And also if you want to book any consult calls for the next couple weeks, because boy, this has been an interesting year, and we're almost 12 days away or 11 days away from this thing hopefully being 90% over. So you know what I'm talking about, that election. So everybody get out, get your vote on, and then let's get back to work. Let's get back to focus. Let's get back to finishing 2020 strong. All right, you guys? Later.